All right, welcome to the introduction to using a white mask in Photoshop. We're going to morph some faces together. This is Morph 1, morphing two human faces together. So go to the Assignments folder and bring out Morph 1 onto your desktop. Drag it out. Don't just open it from here. Morph 1 Practice Matte. Drag it onto your desktop. It will copy. And then double click and it will automatically open into Photoshop because it is a Photoshop file. So this is the one time you don't have to go File, New. You can just start to do the tutorial. However, you will have to save as and change the name. And save as and make sure it's saving to your desktop. So save as. Last name, first name, Morph 1. Morph 1. All right, and save, desktop. Okay. So no file new for this one. You can begin to work on it. Take the top layer and select it and turn the opacity down to around 50 or 60% on the top layer. There are two layers embedded in this file. One layer is a picture of me and one layer is of Matt Damon. Use the selection tool, the pointer tool, right there, or the move tool, and go to the bottom layer and make sure auto select layer is turned off. Don't have that checked. And line up the two layers, the two faces. So go to my layer and just zoom in, don't work far away, zoom in and line up the eyes as best you can. You may scale it or rotate it a little bit. So Command T or Edit Transform and Scale. I'm going to rotate it maybe a little bit back and forth just to see if I can line up the eyes. No, I'm going to go back the other way. Until I might scale it. So right click, scale, hold shift, and just make it a little bit bigger. And again, line the eyes up. Let's zoom in. It will not be a perfect match. No two faces are the same. Let's rotate it again. See if I can just kind of... Alright, I'm going to live with that. Apply the transformation. Go back to the top layer. Turn the opacity back to 100% so you cannot see my face. It's still there. There it is. And put a mask on. This is the new tool that we have not used before. So it's down here. Roll my mouse over. Add layer mask. Click it. If I zoom in, I now have a white sheet of paper, or we call it a mask, on the Matt Damon layer. And what you're going to do is select the paintbrush, select a brush, the round brush, and make sure that your brush is set to a 0% hardness because we want a soft brush. And the size of the brush is fairly small, maybe the size of an eye. That looks pretty good, like that. And you are going to mask away. The nice thing about this tool is that it doesn't destroy the layer, it just masks it away. Turn the flow of the brush, because every time you click, if it was at 100%, it would click 100% of the layer away. You have less control that way, so I'm going to undo that. So 10%, 12% roughly in there, anywhere under 15 would be fine. The brush, all right, so let's zoom in on the tool. So the brush, not the eraser, the brush, and black paint. All right, make sure the mask is selected, not this, not this, this one right here. And zoom in on the face. In a circular motion, slowly start painting or masking. And what's happening right now is that the layer below, which is my face, is slowly blending and moving to the front, or showing through. So it's still there, my eyes are there, and do the facial features. And you want to do the whole facial features. You'll note that the skin tones are not identical, so we will have to make an adjustment to match. You want to do a good job, and you can maybe a slightly bigger brush to do the more of the face, just in a sweeping motion that you're painting. blending the two skins together. You don't want to go up here and do that because my layer showing through will start to come through. I don't want to see my hair. All right, the nice thing about this tool, if you over mask, you can reverse. So you click the double little arrow and you click and put white paint on top of black, and it reverses what you've done without wrecking anything. So make sure that I'd only see my face there. I'm going to put black paint. Now here's where you can run into some problems. I've got this layer, the base layer selected, and you're like, well, Mr. Tan, the mask doesn't seem to be working. I'm clicking, I'm clicking, I'm clicking. If you're not in the mask, you will just be painting black paint or white paint, depending on what you're doing. So look what I've done. I painted black paint here because I wasn't on the mask layer. So let's undo that. Hopefully you can catch those mistakes before it goes too far. This must be selected. All right, once you've got something masked that you like, I just want the facial features. Just the eyes and the nose and the part of the chin here and the lips. Maybe a little bit of the forehead blended together. That's it. Now you want to go to my layer, which is this layer showing through. And maybe we'll go, there's a little bit I've missed up here. I'm going to bring it back with the white paint at 100%. Make sure that it's only Matt Damon's hair. I don't want anything else. So make sure I didn't. Still a little bit more. All right. So I can live with that. We're going to go under Image, Adjustments, Levels. And we're going to brighten up my face. So you take the three choices here. You take the first triangle on the right side and you slide it towards the left. And you just brighten it to that first mountain. You don't want to over brighten because then it doesn't look realistic. We're trying to blend these two layers together so they actually look. You can do the middle one as well. It's just looking. All right, click OK. The other thing I want to do is a color. There's a bit of pink in my skin. It's easier to match my face to his face because I'm only adjusting my face layer. I don't have to adjust all of this whole other background. So image adjustments, color balance is something that we haven't done a lot with. Highlights. I will pop a little bit of yellow into my layer. Not too much. Just maybe plus minus 11 blue maybe. And I might even pop like 5 or 6 green in there just until the two match. Here is before, here is after. I think that's more acceptable. So that's the first tutorial. You just save as, and you're going to save this and then Dropbox it in. Last name, first name, Morph 1. Thanks for watching.